Hi and welcome to GRVO TV, G's Reviews, Views and Opinions, and welcome to my review of a watch which isn't part of the Watches for a Tank of Gas. So this is a watch that's a little bit more expensive than that. Not a particularly expensive watch, but more of a, for my collection, a more high-end luxury piece. But still what I think is really good value for money. And it's the Dan Henry 1970. I think it's sort of touted as a like a compressor diver style watch from the 70s. One of the things that, or two of the things that interested me about this watch was one, that it's 1970, which is very close to the year I was born, and the second thing is that it's a mechanical automatic watch, and also I just really like the design. So it came in just a brown cardboard box, and then you get this, for a vintage inspired piece, very modern hard plastic knurly box, which is, although it doesn't fit the aesthetics of the watch, this is the kind of thing you'd expect to see a G-Shock come in or something like that. So it doesn't really suit the watch, but for shipping purposes it's robust, it's a good shape, you know, it's pretty good. So whilst I'm not keen on the design of it from a, you know, to match the watch kind of thing, from a practical point of view, it's a great thing, and it gets better when you open it. So we pop the lid. That's like pressing one of those Pilbury Dough things. So we just move that to one side, and you get this really nice canvas and real leather watch holder. And this, for me, creates quite a nice experience. It's a bit different, and it's a useful thing. I was going to buy one of these the other day, and a decent one was about 30 quid. So the fact that you get that in with it is great, and I like the experience, you know, undoing this, rolling it out. The smell is lovely. It's proper leather. I have seen people refer to this as pleather or some sort of faux leather, but it's real leather, and it's just got the Dan Henry written very discreetly on the bottom there, which is quite nice. And you open it up, you get your warranty card. If you'd ordered extra straps or anything, obviously they'd be in there, and then you get the watch. So I'm just going to move that to one side, and what I'll do is I'll do a close-up on the watch. I'll change perspectives for you, but just, you know, to give you my initial impressions of it, I absolutely love the design. Obviously that's why I bought it. This is a watch that I've purchased myself. I really love the design. I love the pop of colour on the dial, and you know, it's a fun sort of element to the watch where, you know, like today I'm kind of matching the orange of the dial. The orange second hand, really nice as well. So I like the design of it. I like the octopus thing on the back. But yeah, just overall it's great. The strap is neither here nor there really, but I'll talk about that a little bit more when we get into the close-up. Before I do the close-ups, I'm just going to quickly go through the specs on this very quickly. So this is the 40mm version. They also do a bigger 44mm version. It's 14.8mm thick. It's got a 22mm lug width. It's 45.5mm from lug to lug. Obviously you've got a screw down crown and a screw down case back. And it's an interesting screw down case back. It's not one that I've got a tool for. It's got like a 50p design around the outside. It's got the Seiko NH35 24 dual 41 power reserve. It's not the most exciting, and it's not the nicest looking movement, obviously everyone knows that, but it's a workhorse. It's accurate. It's going to, in the kind of price range we're talking about here, I think it's the perfect movement for this watch, and I've got no issues with it whatsoever. And the fact that it's got a movement in it which is not the prettiest, they've not gone for a display case back, they've gone for a really nice case back with an octopus on it, but again I'll show you that in the close-ups in a minute. So I said 41 hours power reserve. It's got lots of lume on it, including the orange bezel that actually looms up, and the lume is it's not Seiko quality, but it's okay. It's got an inner rotating bezel, which you use this little dial for, bi-directional, very smooth, really nice, handy to use as a timer. Sapphire coated double domed mineral glass with anti-reflective treatment. We'll talk about that as well. Okay, so here you can see the watch, and straight away I'm going to talk about this glass, this double domed mineral glass with a sapphire coating and also an anti-reflective coating. Now, the anti-reflective gives it, in some lights, it kind of makes it look matte. In other lights, you get this, obviously, this purple hue tinge to it, and the fact that it's coated in sapphire should mean it's a little bit harder than a normal mineral. It's obviously a budget option, or it's not. I wouldn't say it's budget, but there's obviously a cost. This was built to a specific cost, and they've obviously cut a little bit of the price for that. Now, I actually quite like it. I've got no issues with the crystal at all. Would I have preferred sapphire? Well, yeah, but then it would have been more expensive. But it depends how much it would be. If it was only another $20 or $30, I would have been happy to pay that for it. But you know, time will tell, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're just looking at the detail of the dial. Very nice. It's got some depth to it. You've got the date complication at the 3 o'clock position. You've got the two crowns. This one is not a screw down. It works in a rotating bezel. Really nice, smooth action. You wouldn't want to use this as a dive watch, so don't worry about it going both ways and knocking it. It's smooth, but it's not easy to knock, but it's not difficult, and it's actually really nice. I really like it. I find it actually a useful thing. So if I want to do like a 10 minutes timer, I just put the 50 on the minute marker there, and then when the minute marker gets around to the triangle, your 10 minutes is up. Or you can do it the other way around and put the triangle there, and when you get to 10, 20, whatever, you know, so it's got a useful function as well. I like the lume squares. I like the understated nature. It just says Dan Henry automatic, and I think it's 200 metres, 660 feet, water resistant, which is nice. It's proper waterproof in that you can go swimming with it. I wouldn't go diving with it. It's not a certified diver. I really like the second hand in the orange with the little lume square on it. Running around there, it looks really nice. I like this sort of bezel, this stainless steel bezel, brushed on the side there. If we just take a closer look at the crowns, they are gorgeous. They're chunky, they're grippy, and they've got this lovely cross hatching on the ends, which is just a fantastic detail. In a watch that's, I think it's $270. I think it's about $270. So, you know, a watch at this price, I think this level of detail is absolutely fantastic. And here you can see on the case we've got brushed steel, and you've got polished top and bottom, so you get that nice sandwich effect. Actually makes the watch look quite thin. The lugs angle down nicely, so it wears really nicely on the wrist. And so this is the 40mm, perfect for me, but I reckon I could have got away with a bigger one. You can see the domed crystal there. You get a bit of distortion. It's got like a flat section in the middle, but I really like that. Plays with the light really nicely. Just around the other side, obviously, that sandwich effect with the brushed, really nice. And then little touches like this, which I wouldn't expect on a watch at this price, to be honest. So it's brushed here, it's brushed on the side, and then you've got this little chamfer on each of the lugs, which is high polish. And it's just lovely attention to detail. Really like that. And again, you get that sort of the way it plays with the light. It's really interesting, and it catches it. It's great. So then when we flip it over to the back, obviously I mentioned the NH35 is not a pretty looking movement by any stretch of the imagination. I know some people pretty them up, but if you're not going to do that, I think this is a great way to go. And what they've done here is obviously they've chosen this octopus with a dive bell helmet on, and I absolutely love that. And that's not going to wear out. That's really deeply engraved into there. I mean, it's fantastic. And then round the edges you've got 200 metres, 660 feet, Dan Henry 1970, limited edition, and this is a limited edition, so this is number 1547 of 1970, stainless steel, automatic. There you go. So that's all the information on the back. As you can see, this strap is quick release straps, but we'll talk about that in a second. But I just want to look at that for a minute. That is just gorgeous. whenever I show someone this piece and they've got any interest in it, that's one of the first things I do is just flip it off and show them that. I love that. Again, those crowns are gorgeous and practical. You know, they are practical. Lots of grip on them. Obviously, because it's the NH35, it is hacking and hand winding, so it's a good choice for this watch. It's not a particularly noisy rotor system in this, so it's nice to wear. But yeah, really like it. So the strap that comes with it. Now, it's a rubber strap, which is practical. It's very comfortable. As you can see there, it's got a lot of movement to it, so it conforms to the wrist really nicely. It's got relief at the bottom, so it's actually be quite a good one in the summer. It's got all the holes through it, so it'll be great in the summer when you're hot and sweaty. You know, it's not going to overheat your wrist, whatever. It's got a nice bit of textured detail to it. You can see there, kind of looks like material, but it's not. And the buckle just got DH on it, nothing to write home about, but it is sort of a brushed, at least, effect. It's not a shiny, horrible thing. So, all in all, the strap's absolutely fine. Now, whether I'll keep it on this, I don't know. I am going to experiment with some other straps. I might look at a leather strap because, say, from a diver's point of view, yes, rubber is better. But, you know, realistically, I'm not going to go diving in this. So, I am going to try different straps on it, but at the moment, I really like it. So, let's just pop it on the wrist. Just take me. So, there it is on my wrist. Really comfortable. You could almost get away with this as a fancy, dressy type watch. You know, you could certainly wear this for any occasion. I wouldn't be unhappy if this was my only watch and I had to wear it for all occasions. It's interesting enough but subtle enough at the same time. They do a version with a grey chapter ring, which is even more subdued, but I like the pop of colour that you get from the orange, and I think it fits the 70s design. You know, that really does work well. My experience with buying the watch, the amount of time it took to get it, the price, everything about it has just been absolutely wonderful. If we go for negatives, I'll try and come up with some negatives for you. Schools out on the glass, on the crystal, this mineral with sapphire coating and the AR, schools out on that, but I have got no problems with it. Some people will say, oh, it would have been better with sapphire. Well, it probably would, but this seems to work okay. So that's one negative, I suppose. The size is in the negative because this is the 40mm, will fit most wrists, and if you've got a bigger, chunkier wrist and you want the bigger watch, or you just like a bigger watch, then you've got the 44, so you've got the choice there. Some people might have preferred a better movement, but then you're looking at more money. So I think for the money, I just absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. Okay, so that's my review on my initial review on the Dan Henry 1970. As I'm sure you can see, that I'm absolutely enamoured with this watch. I absolutely love it, and whilst it is a limited edition, and I believe that once these have run out, it's only 1,970 of them, so I suspect the value might increase over time. So this isn't a watch I'm going to wear all the time. It's difficult not to wear it because I like it so much, but I am going to try and keep it in pristine condition. It always goes in the watch case. All the packaging is going to be stored away, so I will use this though, that's the only thing. But yeah, so it is a watch that might increase in value, but then it's not something to worry about on a watch like this because it's only $270, whatever it was. So even if you doubled your money, you're not going to make loads of money on it. So it's not like an investment piece or anything like that. I'm pretty sure that I could have this for a year, and then if I got bored with it and wanted something else, or he came up with something, the next level up, then you could always flip it, and I'm pretty sure you get your money back on something like this. Okay, so just a quick update on the channel as well while we're here. I've got a few watches in, a few watches coming in. I've got myself another Casio, so I've got a couple of Casios. So I've got this little Casio that I want to review. I bought that for a specific reason, and it hasn't actually worked for that, but I'll go into that. I've finally found, this is my original Casio, and this one was it was working, but it said the light wasn't working, and the alarm didn't sound very good on it, and things like that. But this was my first ever Casio, and it reminds me of when I went backpacking. So this is a great piece, and I've actually last night stripped it all down, new battery, cleaned it, and it's working perfectly now. And that's a 1985 watch, so that's been going for some time. So that's that. I've got an update to do on one of my Timex because I've got a new strap for it. I'm going to do a piece on straps from SecTime. So I've got the straps for my SKX. What else I've got a strap for this Timex. And I bought a few bits from them. Oh yeah, this strap. So I'm going to do a review on some straps. I've got a rotary there, which is my cheap version of a Seiko Flightmaster. And it was really interesting because yesterday I went into a restaurant and the waiter was wearing the exact same watch. It was quite funny. And as you can see here, you can't really miss this, can you? I've got a swatch, clearly a 70s designed or inspired design, this swatch, and it's the System 51 watch, which divides opinion definitely, but that's an interesting piece which we're going to do a review on. I've got a long-term review update to do on the Casio Duro. I've done a sort of a scoring system, and I've sort of got my final thoughts on that watch. That's going to be coming soon. And also I'm going to do when I do the straps. Obviously, this is one of the straps which I've put onto my SKX, which I'm really enjoying, really liking that. And I hated it at first, this strap. And I'll go into the reasons why later on. So I've got tons of stuff coming up, tons of videos still to come out. I appreciate your comments, your likes, your suggestions. I'm going to do some reviews on some of the tools that I use and the kits that I've bought. Cases like this case I bought off Amazon. I just bought it for cheap because I needed a case quickly, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I think it was about 15 quid, so I've got a review, going to do a quick review on the case. And that's about it for now. So yeah, tons coming on, just haven't got enough time to do all this, but the videos will be coming thick and fast over the next months, year, whatever. But for now, this is GRVOTV, G's Reviews, G's Opinions. I'll see you soon. Bye.